Whenever we multiply or divide both sides of an inequality symbol by a negative value, we have to change the direction of our inequality symbol because the direction and orientation of the whole statement changes. Here we have 5 is less than 10, true statement. If I divide both sides by -1, I'm going to divide all of these by -1 to show the most basic example. I now have a -5 and a -10. Now -5 is greater. 5 is less than 10. It's farther to the left on the number line. However, -5 is greater than -10, as we can see. We've just changed the direction of our whole inequality here. Similarly here, if I divide this by -1, we're saying -4 right here is less than 2, which it is. But once we divide by -1, we have a +4. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. -2 divided by -1 is -2. Now we see -2 here, which is behind 4 on the number line. So what's greater? We have to flip that symbol. Coming over here, same thing. -1, -1, or actually, let's show the other way. Let's be clear on multiplying and dividing by -1. This time I'm going to multiply by -1 here. Same thing, it changes the symbol. -9 times -1, +9 times -1 is now -9. -3 times -1 is now +3. So here, 9 is a much bigger number, much greater value than -3 over here. However, now we have -9, which is going to have to be less than +3. We have the same setup here, but when we get ready to use variables, we're actually going to be changing the values of what coefficients we have. So I'm just going to show something a little different here. We're going to divide both sides by -5 here. So here we have 5 is less than 10. 5 divided by -5 is going to be -1. 10 divided by -5 is going to be -2. If we had a variable here, we would have solved for it with this 1, but we want to make sure that we understand that we have to flip the symbol here. -1 is now greater than a -2. Similarly here, let's divide both sides by -4. Divide by -4, divide by -4. This statement is true right here. We have -4 is less than +2. Now, however, we're going to have a +1. That's what -4 divided by -4 is. And we're going to have -2 over -4, which is going to give us -1/2. -1/2 is going to be right here, just behind 0. +1 is over here. So +1 is greater than -1/2. Over here, we're going to divide both sides by a -3. We're starting out by saying that +9 is greater than -3. When we divide by -3, though, we now have a -3 right here. 9 divided by -3. We have a +1 here. And now 1 is going to be greater than -3. So our symbol is going to change direction right here.